नमस्ते, मैं नीरज, आप देख रहे हैं पॉलिटिकली इनकरेक्ट। और आज हम बात करने वाले हैं एक ऐसे विषय पे जिसे बहुत सारे लोग बोलते हैं कि कंट्रोवर्शियल है, विवादास्पद है। इस पे आप जिस भी दिशा में बात करेंगे कोई ना कोई उठ के खड़ा हो जाएगा इसके विरोध में। यदि आप सदगुरु के पक्ष में बात करेंगे तो भी लोग अपोज करेंगे, सदगुरु के विपक्ष में बात करेंगे तो भी लोग आपका विरोध करेंगे। और ऐसे ही थोड़ा लोगों ने हमारे ऊपर शासन कर लिया था। पिछले कुछ दिनों से जो सदगुरु के साथ हो रहा है, जैसे अगर हम कल का एग्जाम्पल लें तो हाई कोर्ट में एक केस आता है और उस केस का मैंडेट बड़ा लिमिटेड है जहां तक हाई कोर्ट का प्रश्न हो, लेकिन उसमें अपनी जो जुडिशियल बाउंड्रीज हैं उसे पार करते हुए जो जजेस हैं इस तरह के कमेंट्स पास करते हैं जो संभवतः उन्हें नहीं करने चाहिए, और फिर एक ऐसा ऑर्डर पास कर देते हैं जिसका ऐसा लगता है कि सरकार केवल प्रतीक्षा में थी कि कोर्ट ऐसा ऑर्डर करें और वो अपने पुलिस वालों को वहां पर भेज दें, और वही हमें देखने को मिल रहा है। अब इसमें बहुत सारी पक्ष विपक्ष की बातें होती रहती हैं, लेकिन आज हमारे साथ जुड़ने वाले हैं विनोद कुमार, जो स्ट्रिंग रिव्यूज चैनल चलाते थे। और वो चैनल, जैसा कि जो भी धार्मिक कार्यों को करने लगते हैं उनके साथ होता ही है, उन्हें बहुत सारी समस्याएं फेस करनी पड़ी यूट्यूब से, और अल्टीमेटली लगभग 1 वर्ष पहले उनके जो 4-5 चैनल थे जो अलग अलग भाषाओं में थे उन्हें यूट्यूब ने हटा दिया और एक सीधा सा मैसेज भेज दिया कि आपने कम्युनिटी गाइडलाइंस को वायलेट किया है, इसलिए उसे हटाया जा रहा है। और जो उनका दिन रात की इतनी मेहनत थी वो सारी की सारी एक ही रात में नष्ट हो जाती है। ये आपको बता देगा कि जो धर्म के लिए काम कर रहे हैं उनके लिए बैटलफील्ड आज भी कितनी ज्यादा टिल्टेड है, एक पक्षीय है। अगर किसी लेफ्ट वाले का चैनल हैक भी हो जाता है, कुछ उसके साथ घटित हो जाता है, तो 24 घंटे के अंदर अंदर वो चैनल वापस आता है। लेकिन यहाँ एक यंग लड़का है, वो पूरा परिश्रम करके चैनल खड़ा करता है, 1.5 मिलियन सब्सक्राइबर से ऊपर बेस हो जाता है उसका, और बिग टेक केवल एक उन्होंने बटन दबाना है और सारी की सारी जो उसकी मेहनत है, सारा जो परिश्रम है वो समाप्त हो जाता है। फिर आप लड़ते रहो कोर्ट कचहरियों में, नेताओं से रिक्वेस्ट करते रहो, कोई सुनेगा कोई नहीं सुनेगा, कोई पैसे ऐंठेगा आपसे, कोई आश्वासन देगा, कोई उपहास करेगा, तो ये सब होता है। लेकिन आज हमारा विषय ये नहीं है। आज हम बात करेंगे कि सदगुरु के साथ जो हो रहा है उसके पीछे का खेल क्या है। तो सबसे पहले हम वेलकम करते हैं विनोद कुमार जी। नमस्ते विनोद जी, वेलकम टू द चैनल।
नमस्कार नीरज जी, सो ग्लैड टू बी हियर। एंड आप जो बोल रहे थे वो सही बोल रहे थे, एंड इसके बाद मैं हिंदी में नहीं बात करूंगा बिकॉज मेरा हिंदी थोड़ा कमजोर है। वो आई मीन पीपल विल गेट बोर्ड इफ आई स्टार्ट कैलकुलेटिंग एंड स्पीकिंग। मैं सीख रहा हूँ।
Yeah, this happens that a very major portion of the brain is just processing the information to be transferred into Hindi, and as a result the flow breaks. That is what happens. But normally, see, what I've seen is that a very large number of Maharashtrians and South people from South think that their Hindi is very bad, but my experience is that it is not as bad as they themselves think. It is much better and it is far more comprehensible.
Yeah.
It has happened, I think, 3 times. Once it was with Raj Vedam, once it was with Nilesh Oak, and then there was one other gentleman who said the same thing, that मेरा हिंदी बहुत खराब है, मैं बोल नहीं पाऊंगा, लेकिन he could.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So first of all, the information that I was sharing about your channel and what happened to you, what you had to go through, is really discouraging, to say that is the minimum that we can say, right?
Yeah.
But thankfully you have been resilient enough to start your own OTT platform, and it's doing good. So would you like to share a word about this before we move on to our topic?
No, it's pretty successful. If you look at the situation of Hindutva YouTubers, influencers, or whoever comes forward on camera and raises their voice, it's the same situation, not just for me. 1.4 million subscribers, not just one channel, but a multi-channel network. If it is gone, and in the entire, the majority of population that we have, nobody has any guts to restore back and put it back. This is the failure of the system. What else? There is no other words to say. I mean, a warrior who is putting his life at risk and then fighting for the nation. I'm not talking about myself. People might think like he's boasting himself. A warrior who is putting his life at risk and then fighting for the nation. If somebody hits on his survival and there is no support coming in his way and he has to fight on his own, um, what else do you say, Neeraj? It's the failure of the system. And
Yeah.
whenever I hear from Anand Ranganathanji saying enough of the developments focus on the nationalist Hindus development or something, um, it is needed. That's what I feel.
Mm. Yeah. 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 Okay. Say something about your OTT platform, because just like I was unaware, there must be a large number of people who must be unaware of this.
Yeah. So that's basically my talent. I mean, me, myself, and Prachim were discussing that uh, one of our YouTube channels will be gone. I know very well that since a long time my YouTube channel will be gone, and I was preparing this OTT since a long time, but there was no moment to launch it. Moment hasn't come, and basically pretty busy with all the activity and the research. My videos is not cannot be done in a single day. Research itself
Hmm.
will take a long time, and discussions and fact check and all these things will take a long time. So never got a time to sit with developers and craft a platform like this. But the work has happening since 6 months, and now when the YouTube is gone, I started expediting the work, and then we launched it, and it's a pretty successful platform. Thanks to all the subscribers who are coming in support, clicking on that 99. Earlier, there were a lot of bugs. Even I was new to the thieves of the IT industry, the frauds in the IT industry, and I wasted a lot of money, almost like 15 to 20 lakhs is gone, simply gone. They haven't given any site which is better. The
Hmm.
simple login functionality is also not done properly. And then now, fortunately, we have got some good developers. Keeping all the internal issues aside, the site is really fantastic, Nirji. Right now, it is almost like a full blown OTT.
Okay. That's wonderful, and we wish you lots of success.
Thank you so much, Nirji.
Okay. Okay. Now let's move on to our topic today.
Yeah,
See, what happened was that a habeas corpus was filed in Madras High Court.
yeah,
Now, the mandate of a habeas corpus is very, very limited. Somebody
yes,
approaches the court and says that
mm,
such a such person is missing, is not in contact, and we are worried about him or her, and
yeah,
we want to know their whereabouts. And
yeah,
most probably, they've been detained by somebody against their wishes. So, we would
yeah,
like to know the truth.
yeah,
And as a result, the courts give orders to the local police that produce them here. It is known as Bandi Pratakshikaran in Hindi, that the
yes,
person
yes,
should be brought in front of the courts.
yeah,
And once the person or persons are produced in the court, the only requirement that courts have to undergo, or the courts are supposed to do, is
mm,
verify whether they were detained against their wishes.
yeah,
If they were, then they are allowed to go wherever they want. They are reunited with their family or their whatever, whosoever has been filing case for them.
yeah,
But if they say that it was our own free wish due to which we were there, then that is the end of the proceedings, and both the parties are satisfied, and both of them go their own ways.
yes,
That is how it
yes,
should be. Now, in this
yes,
particular case, this one person who was a professor somewhere in South, he approached the court and said that my two daughters, aged 39 and 42, have been brainwashed by Sadhguru, have been forced into monkhood, and they are forcibly being detained, not being permitted to meet their family.
If
And
Sadhguru is
according,
getting daughter married, why is he promoting other people to hermitage?
yeah, I'm not touching that part yet because that is so ridiculous to say. I'm just
Yeah,
touching the bare facts right now. So
yeah,
when these two adult women, aged 39 and 42, are saying that we are here due to our own wish,
yes,
after that the chapter should have been closed, but the learned judges, so to say, the justices,
yeah.
they say that whatever you said, that why is it that someone who is giving freedom to his own daughter, giving her best of the life and forcing these girls to go
Hmm.
into monkhood. So
Yeah,
how do you look at it? Although I can see you smile, but I would like you to explain this to me and our audience.
yeah. Very important, Neeraj. Actually, millions of people. Sadhguru says, if you look at the channel, this is the most flourishing YouTube channel for a spiritual person. Like 12 million subscribers. That means you look at the number of people getting impacted by Sadhguru's work. Yearly, like millions of people get initiated into yogic practices. Out of them, how many of them get into sannyas or brahmacharya? Only
Hmm.
300. In the ashram, if you take a count, only 300 people. That too, on a proper scrutiny basis. They will interrogate about the parents. All the police interrogation, the judge interrogation is nothing compared to what Sadhguru does at the ashram before initiating a
Hmm.
person into brahmacharya. I have been a brahmacharya applicant at Isha. I was there for 5 years in the Isha Foundation. In many podcasts, I have revealed that I was there as an official editor for the Sadhguru's official channel. In around 2014 to 18, I've been there. I was very much imbibed into the ashram, the practices I've seen there. It is a place where a lot of people, especially youth, dream to go there. They feel like it's a fortune to go there. They actually strive to get rid of the worldly nonsense. People, I have met friends where they have. I mean, whenever you get initiated into spiritual practices, it is a well known fact that your social structure will be dismantled. At least a little bit of damage will happen to your family, your societal situations, your job, etc. Because distancing family and friends is an opportunity in spiritual path. Correct me if I'm wrong, Neeraj.
You're
Lot
absolutely
of
right.
people,
Yeah.
yes, it's a great opportunity. They want to get away with this because when you want to focus on the inner self, and you want to turn inward, you want to choose a living where it is comfortable for your growth spiritually. Still, if you are connected to the family, most of 90% of the families, they won't encourage anything spiritual. If a person is sitting, for example, this happened when I was doing yoga at my home. We do like 21 yogic postures, and there is one resting pose known as shavasana, right? It's
Hmm. Yeah.
when I'm after all the yoga, when I'm resting there, my father comes and watches at me. Oh my God, this guy is, this is why he's going to the ashram. You don't want to do anything, and then simply rest. It happens, right? The
Hmm.
understanding is totally, the understanding is totally. I don't say different. It's broken. There is no
Hmm.
understanding itself from the parents. So that's why it happens. And now, what is a judge or a lawyer or an intellectual per se to question this, taking all
Hmm.
kinds of comparisons, saying in a spiritual path it's a sin to not to take care of parents, sorts of things. See, when the awakening happens, when this spiritual when you want to know something deep about yourself, somebody need not tell you to get rid of everything and then start exploration, right? It so
Hmm.
happens even in even in the normal living, when you are trying to understand an equation or something. For that moment, you will be so absorbed that you don't focus on anything else. Sadhguru explains about brahmacharya so beautifully that if a scientist want to explore something, for example, if you take the lifestyle of an Einstein, for example, he
Hmm.
also did not give a damn at his wife. He had a very
Hmm.
bad marital relationship, because once he goes into the bathroom and observes the soap bubbles, and he was in his own world, right?
Hmm.
Now, when you want to explore within, which takes years and years, lifetimes and lifetimes of sadhana for many great sages itself to explore.
Hmm.
When you're involved in such a kind of activity, how can you put this person into the worldly thing and then also you can explore this? This is one thing, and I want to quickly compare the number of people who get married and continue a grihastha inside the ashram. There are actually
Hmm.
thousands of people. It is absolutely ridiculous and a baseless false statement to put a blame on Sadhguru that he forces people into brahmacharya. He never does that.
Hmm.
There is only one thing which is clear in the ashram, that a brahmachari must not get married. Once you are initiated into brahmachari, you should not think about marriage. That is there
Hmm.
in the ashram, and also there is no force. There are a lot of brahmacharis who get rid of brahmacharya and walk out of the ashram anytime they want without even informing. It happens.
Hmm.
A lot of people, I mean, they are actually roaming outside after getting initiated into brahmacharya, after Sadhguru investing a lot of energies on them. They drop it off, they break the chain and then move. uh, if you want to talk about how painful it is for Sadhguru, these are people who handle responsible positions in the ashram. They will be given managerial roles in the ashram. And
Hmm.
when you look at, if you want to compare the amount of activity they perform, each brahmachari, if you want to take, phenomenal amount of work, Neerajji, because of the yoga, the spiritual, the energies, and the performance of a human being increases. If you look, I have seen, literally seen during Mahashivratri kind of activity, people barely sleep for 15
Hmm.
days at a stretch. I have seen people without sleeping, they go on at an activity because the volume of activity increases during those times. And then
Hmm.
these are incredible people. You can't compare with any of the outsiders who are performing such an activity. So,
Hmm.
this is when Sadhguru says spirituality is about enhancing your perception, your abilities, gaining control over your sleep and food and all these things we see there in the ashram. And I literally cried for many days when I want to come out of the ashram. Even now I'm missing Isha. I'm
Hmm.
crying because outside we don't get to see such people. Outside we
Hmm.
don't get to see such energies and consecrated atmosphere also, because here it is like, self-propelling machine. We don't get that energies. We have to motivate ourselves for yoga, all these things. In ashram, it is all set comfortably, and it is a luxurious place for any spiritual sadhaka.
Hmm.
So, like you were saying in the initial points itself, everything can be quashed then and there itself, just by looking at the way they are functioning itself, behaving itself.
Yeah.
I'm talking about the courts and the government.
Hmm. Okay. So I guess now, since this is in a state where the person was, what term should I use? Very belligerently saying that they want to eradicate Sanatan Dharma,
Yeah.
right? There was this
Yeah.
politician who was saying that, Stalin,
Yes. Yes.
and he is at the helm of the affairs.
Yes.
Once the court exceeded its mandate,
Yeah.
they gave that preposterous statement that how can a guru who is pampering his daughter can initiate somebody else into that. And
Yeah.
then they said that give us a detailed report. So
Hmm.
this guy needed just a clue, and he immediately pushes off 150 policemen 3 deputy superintendents of police over there.
Yeah. Yeah.
What does it tell us?
Neerajji, that's what I tweeted today morning, that Isha has a weak legal team, because this is so clear and evident, even those who know the basics in the legal aspects, that the judge is violating Article 21, right to life, because there is
Hmm.
a clear video evidence. And also, I heard that they attended the court session also. That means this is not a new one which is sprouting all of a sudden. They've been fighting since 10 years.
Hmm.
It means that when the brahmacharis themselves declared that it is out of their will and wish they are staying there, they took the brahmachari whatever. It is none of the business for courts to intervene and say this. Why are they doing this? It is because of their own father, Kamaraj, the retired professor. He is continuously time and again finding an opportunity to get the daughters out, because they live in it. It is it is not I'm not saying any in a sense of disrespectful to the parents or something, because it is for them to it is for their right. I am nobody to comment on their whether they are doing good or they going against the ashram, etc. So, keeping that part aside, the courts and the Tamil Nadu government, as you said, for sure finding an opportunity to hit on Isha,
Hmm.
because that is a place where Hindutva is flourishing. Like Sadhguru has taken Sanatan Dharma to real heights in Tamil Nadu, which is
Hmm.
exactly opposite, going in a backward way to the Christian evangelical operations that are happening right at the Karunya Center, which is 16 kilometers away from the ashram. There is a university known as Karunya.
Hmm.
So they feel threatened looking at the expansion of when Mahashivratri, the whole day, if you look at the traffic in the Coimbatore city, it's threatening to the other religions, the
Hmm.
kind of expansion that is happening. Lakhs of people come and attend, celebrities come and attend to Mahashivratri. You can understand, what goes on in the minds of the Stalin
Yeah.
and DM. They finding time and again. You look at all the uh, points of target, all the points of one by one. Elephant corridor. Sadhguru has clearly declared, the WF, the World Forest Organization, has clearly declared there is not even inch of land of elephant corridor. Time and again they come back. Why this happens is, in one of the rare video, I don't think that video is available anywhere. Sadhguru says the villages surrounding the Isha Foundation, there used to be the elephant tusk smuggling and many other the forest trees, the costly trees used to get smuggled. And when
Hmm.
Sadhguru took over the place, he kind of stopped all the smuggling. And these people are hurt, and they are
Hmm.
finding an opportunity trying to uh, grab these lands. Basically, the Stalin wants to grab the entire land of Isha Foundation over there and want
Hmm.
to completely destroy Isha.
Okay. Now, when I was going through the proceedings of the court, I
Yeah.
could find parallels between the case on Isha Foundation and some cases which are filed on Patanjali, on Swami Ramdev.
Hmm. Yeah.
Now, if you look at in North, Swami Ramdev, he has done phenomenal job, and
Yes.
there were many vested interests around his ashram also. Same kind
Yeah.
of allegations were thrown at him also, that he is grabbing the land of the nearby farmers, whereas it has been totally contrary. Due to Patanjali, a very large number of people in the adjoining areas, they've got very gainful employment. And
Yeah.
I guess something of that sort has happened with Isha also, if I'm correct.
Yes. Actually,
So,
Neerajji, the
Ji,
yeah, please go on.
no, no, please continue.
In 2016 or so, in 2016 itself, both of them have declared that the in the court itself, we are here on our own will. uh, we have settled the parents' heat also. They have discussed with parents, and then they educated them that we find our living only here. We don't find interest in the outside world. And then a discussion, a personal meeting and a discussion happened with Sadhguru himself. But
Hmm.
still, these people are going on, and this is actually the third time, which is insane. The matter, uh, if you look at the leftist cabal which is activated, and then the kind of defamation that is happening, it is coming up on the surface again only to defame Sadhguru, to attack Sadhguru.
Exactly. That
Yeah,
that is the template they are working on. That what has to be done is keep on
yeah.
repeating the same kind of accusations, and
Because you don't
what
find anything new.
yeah. And what happens is once you keep on repeating them, after some time they start getting traction somewhere.
Yeah,
Someone will say that, see, if it is happening, that if there is some smoke, that means there was some fire. That kind of things keep on taking place. And
yes,
especially leftist portals,
yeah,
they've been targeting and deriving a very peculiar kind of pleasure in defaming Sadhguru, and that is what should be a red flag for us when portals like Wire, Quint, Print, and all these stooges, they start peddling these lies. That should be a red flag for everybody who is on dharmic side, that there is something very fishy going on.
yes,
Coming to this brahmacharya, I'll share a few things.
yeah,
When I was reading Lala Lajpat Rai, now he died when he was very old.
mm,
He wrote that what we need is, once India gets its freedom, we'll need siyasi sannyasi. Now, I don't know how much familiar are you with these terms. Siyasi sannyasi means
mm,
politicians who should be brahmacharis. That is what he meant.
yeah,
Because a sannyasi does not have any vested interests. He has renounced the
mm,
world. Now, if he is at the helm of the affairs, he or she is going to be very just, very honest, very upright, and that is the best way to uh, administer. These are the best people, well equipped to administer honestly without any bias. And again, then I remember Swami Ramdev also started such a campaign in 2010. He said, give me
yes,
300 people. Oh, sorry, he wanted 1000 brahmacharis. Give me
mm,
1000 brahmacharis and I will train them, and we will change this country. Not only country, will change the world. And there was a beeline there also.
yeah,
And look at RSS. They also try to find out people who can live a celibate life. Although that is not exactly the kind of thing that is being promoted by Swami Ramdev or Sadhguru. But
yeah,
we can look at these things, that what they're trying to do is they're trying to find out people who will not have vested interest, who will not be bound by the worldly foundations, so
yes,
they will be able to dispense more better justice. They'll be able
yes,
to administer. They will be able to govern everything very properly.
yes,
And these guys sitting in their offices, they turn everything on its head. That she is enjoying, but these girls, since they've tonsured their head, that means they are not enjoying the life. They don't have an iota of an idea how liberating these things can be.
yes. Actually, Neerajji, brahmachari is not a social profile at all. But still, if you, as I was saying, this sadhana will make you so efficient in performing yourself without succumbing to the sleep and the regular bodily nonsense, the inertia, the lethargy, and etc. You transcend your sleep and food and you perform at peak. But still, brahmachari is not a social profile. It's just these people are not for the outside world. They wanted to explore themselves, and then liberation is the highest goal. But
Hmm.
still, looking at the amount of activity, if given a chance, a brahmachari will always perform better than a normal person.
Hmm.
Better example, we have seen Yogi ji, the level of
Yeah,
incredible
yeah.
activity. I mean, UP has been totally transformed because of
Hmm.
one yogi who is a brahmachari. And
Hmm.
then Modi ji, we have legendary examples to say. And coming to the ashram brahmacharis, a lot of people who are not famous, they don't come out. Their names also will not be revealed. For most of them, there is no name at all. When you are initiated into brahmacharya, you will be given some swami, some name.
Hmm.
Uh, your original name will be totally erased, and you will be given a new name. These people who are identityless, they are not bothered about their identity and leaving a footprint in the society. They do incredible amount of activity. They move heavens. You,
Hmm.
if you look at the flood relief, the Chennai flood relief kind of activities, one brahmachari will take care of an entire village or a district. This is the level they can and without any tiredness of food and sleep.
Hmm.
They put in some activity. For example, in our government, military commandos will be sent to so and so place, or a district collector or something. And we know what happens in the government jobs atmosphere. You know, um, uh, I have seen the same level of performance in only in Indian army after the brahmacharya. Only
Hmm.
the army soldiers will stand there committed for the job that they have given, and
Hmm.
nobody else except a brahmachari will match that level of activity.
Hmm. Yeah.
I've
Yeah.
seen. I mean, when I was a spiritual seeker, when I was roaming around to take brahmacharya in multiple ashrams, I've been to Osho, Sri Sri, and Nityananda, and all kinds of ashrams from north to south. I have roamed around, and Isha is par excellent, Niraji. The kind of
Hmm.
activity that Sadhguru puts them is like beyond, and that is seen as results in the number of people that are being touched by Sadhguru.
Hmm. Hmm.
Millions and millions of people. Isha programs happen in almost across all the cities in the world.
Hmm. Hmm. Okay. Uh, what Another matter that I wanted to highlight here was that,
Mm.
do you think that this, whatever is happening there, is the part of that eradicating Sanatan Dharma plan?
100%. 100%. You might have seen what they have done to Madurai, the famous Madurai temple. Forget about the local temple. There will be like hundreds of temples vandalized uh,
Hmm.
in Tamil Nadu. In Kanchipuram also they have vandalized one Shiva temple. Videos are out. Directly the bulldozers coming and collapsing the gopurams is out everywhere. And it is a known thing. It is not a secret. Uh, Everybody knows that these governments, Tamil Nadu government, DMK government, want to eradicate Sanatan Dharma. And what they have done to actually Madurai temple, they go after really the big famous temples and places. Isha being one of them. They
Hmm.
have almost like encroached 5,000 acres of land. Don't know the
Hmm.
exact number, but 5,000 acres of Madurai's land has been encroached. And the worst thing is, there on the pathways there were some stones which were called as some kind of sacred stones. They have made money out of those stones as well. They have put it to auction, and people will buy it for some crores or something. They made money out of it. And
Okay.
then we need not discuss about how many temple funds and the money is being looted by the government.
Hmm.
So complete destruction of Sanatan Dharma is what is happening, Neeraj, in Tamil Nadu.
Hmm. Hmm. And Sadhguru and his Isha Foundation is one of those institutions, if I might use that word, who have been able to stem the tide of evangelical Christianity in a very major portion of South, if I'm correct.
Yes, yes, 100%.
Generally, what
There have
happens
been
is that
there have
sometimes we
been
become
thousands of
so.
people.
Okay, okay, please go.
Yeah, there have been thousands of people who I personally met in Isha, who has transformed their lives if you must listen to their stories, Neeraj. They talk with tears in their eyes, saying that Sadhguru has transformed my life. Christians, Muslims,
Hmm.
they come and the few of them have become brahmacharis and few of them have become full-time volunteers at Isha. Uh,
Hmm.
when you are hit by the truth, when you realize that the kind of life that you missed on earth,
Hmm.
these are the, I mean, incredible stories that a lot of other religions people lives have been transformed by Sadhguru.
Hmm.
uh, if you want to put it in simple words, गर्भ आपसे हो गया, मिलियंस ऑफ
Hmm.
लोगों को गर्भ आपसे हो गया है उधर.
Hmm. Yeah.
Yeah,
And then listening to him, there are a few things which I don't agree, like when he talked about Arvind Dravidian theory, the way he presented it. But I can understand the situation he is in. So, and maybe there are one or two more issues which I might not agree with them, but the overall effect that he is producing is phenomenal, because what I can understand is that he understands the playing field, he
yeah,
understands the players, and he uses his words very carefully. They are very carefully measured, and there is always this tinge of humor also, and sarcasm also, and yet he in most of the cases he's able to convey the correct message. And that is why
yeah,
probably he's been able to do that ghar wapsi which you're talking about, because that is the only solution we have as a civilization to survive.
yeah.
Hmm.
A massive garvapsi. He is convincing the toughest, the Angrez. He
Hmm.
is he's going to US, and the American people sitting on stage and then convincing them is not a simple thing. That
Hmm.
no, only Sadhguru can do, kind of a thing. He has done really incredible work for Hindutva also. You look at the number of temples that he consecrated. Recently, they have started one more parallel at Bangalore, at Chikbalapur Ashram. And then in
Hmm.
Nepal, he consecrates Devi, and in Tennessee also there is a big Adiyogi over there. So, and
Hmm.
also uh, he is the one who actually made the entire world say that Adiyogi is the source of yoga. That means Shiva is the source of yoga. There was a lot of
Hmm.
confusion going on in the world that who invented yoga. Some people say that Madonna invented yoga, a dancer, a pop singer, or something. He
Hmm.
got hurt by this, and then when he came back, he for 2 years he did a hard work of crafting a structure for making people aware that Adiyogi Shiva is the source of yoga. So
Hmm.
that is his contribution to Hindutva. And then you look at Mahashivratri, how many people come there. But when this level of contribution is happening, but still people pick one point of Ali Mola singing at Adiyogi and then
Hmm.
completely put down his work.
Hmm.
Immediately after that, that guy bow down to Shiva is totally unseen by the people. They see only mistakes.
Hmm. That is what I was saying, that sometimes what happens is we become so myopic, we become so
Yeah,
narrow minded that we say that if he has not done this, then he's bad. If he has done this, that means he's bad. There is some conspiracy going on behind this. And
yeah,
in that myopic view, sometimes we tend to overlook the constraints within which he is working.
yeah,
It is applicable for any other many other people also, especially for him.
yeah,
And we sometimes in our megalomania, sometimes with our inflated egos, we start thinking that our way of thinking, our way of presenting is the only correct way, which is again that Abrahamic mindset, which is very
yeah.
bad for us. And that is why you said
Yes,
that when that Ali Mola case. Now, what people don't understand is that by just saying Adi Yogi, he has, without saying a word, stated that it is not Christian.
of course.
Sometimes what happens,
That, yeah,
yeah, sometimes what people say is that he had said that one thing also, that if yoga is Hindu, then gravity is Christian. That is what he
Christian.
said. Now,
Yeah,
now this statement. actually is very problematic, because gravity has nothing to do with Christianity. Actually, it is anti-Christianity. But see, all of us are humans. We may not be perfect at every point of time, but once we start looking at the larger picture and the amount he has contributed to Sanatan, the cause of Sanatan Dharma, looking at the overall malaise that is prevalent in every direction, it is great work that he's doing.
Exactly. There is also one more thing where Sadhguru, where people say that there is one stamba, Sarva Dharma stamba, where the symbols of
Yeah.
Om, the crescent moon, and the Christian symbol are printed together in front of the Analika, and then people say he is secular. Let me explain why he has done that. You look at
Hmm.
the Tamil Nadu government, there was a very viral video in the internet where the government goes with all the officers and then stops one guy who is performing a Bhumi Puja because it is Hindu. In that
Hmm.
video, the officer clearly says, பண்ணுங்க எல்லாரும் வச்சு பண்ணுங்க கிறிஸ்டியன் முஸ்லிம் கூட வச்சு பண்ணுங்க. That means you do, we are not objecting, but invite Christians and Muslims also and then do. Don't do
Hmm.
anything Hindutva alone.
Hmm.
You getting it? That is the reason why he has set up some thing for for to sustain the government.
Hmm.
And then people claim that this is not Hindutva, Sadhguru is secular. No, he is not at all. He's
Hmm.
hardcore Hindutva, but the time has come for him to. I mean, he for so many years he might be holding from himself not to express it. He has made so many statements that I don't subscribe to Hindutva and all. This is because to survive the government.
Hmm.
Otherwise,
Yeah.
as you said, who do you think Shiva belongs to?
Yeah.
How can
Exactly.
how can somebody say that someone who has dedicated his life to Devi, Hindutva, the yoga, the brahmacharya, all these are Hindutva practices, very much related to Sanatan Dharma.
Hmm.
To sustain the
Yeah.
government of Tamil Nadu, he is conducting in some fashion, and also
Yeah.
such a big asset, Neeraj. There is one Dhyanalinga, there is one Lingabhairavi temple over there, and then lakhs of visitors, funds, all these things. Imagine if it is not in devotees' hands, if government takes over,
Hmm.
complete collapse within a day,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
It's very much important. That's why Sadhguru is again, time and again proposing the free temples from government idea, so that
Hmm.
everybody will be free from the government's control.
Yeah.
So these
Now,
these many nuances people don't understand, and then it's very easy to pass a judgment.
yeah, that is exactly what I was saying. That
Yeah,
when we are trying to comment on somebody who has achieved so much,
yeah,
what we do is we take just one, two, three incidents out of their context without understanding the constraints under which he is working. Now, see,
yeah,
the present controversy in itself should be an eye opener for all such detractors of him, that
yeah,
he has not done anything wrong, and yet the system has planned, the system has decided that they are going to do whatever damage they can do to him.
yes,
And now remember, when the Shankaracharya was being forcibly taken away by police, nobody could do anything.
yes,
Had he been in your face kind of guy, he would not, one, he would not have survived there. Two,
yeah,
if he had been able to survive, he might just have been aching his existence. He could not have grown to the level to which he has grown. And once you grow, once you reach that stage, then
yeah,
you have this ability to influence people and do what you actually want to do. So we
yes,
should be able to understand these things.
yes. Neeraj,
And
it's been 24 hours. It has been 24 hours since the battalion went inside Isha Foundation, and nothing came out. And they will,
hmm,
even if they are there for even if they are there for another 1 week, nothing will come out.
hmm,
Something the police itself should plant some drugs or something, and then fake it as if it is Isha fraud or something. Otherwise, they will not find anything. Ashram is pure, pleasant, peaceful, and free from any fraud. It is this particular act of Tamil Nadu government and High Court will only increase the popularity of Sadhguru.
Hmm.
And
The way
also,
things work, yeah,
it is very important for people to notice that the action of the police and the government is nothing but a gross misuse of power, nothing else.
absolutely. Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely. Because the court has exceeded its mandate, and
yeah,
the government has done an overkill by sending a contingent of 150 policemen over there. Right? There was no requirement to do it over there.
yes,
Had these governments been acting with such an alacrity towards the evangelization and the madrasas that have been proliferating all over the world, all over the
yeah.
country, we would have a far better place.
These are the right questions and these are the right doubts to be posed on the
Yeah,
government.
hmm. Absolutely. Okay, there are a few questions from the audience. I'll take them one by one.
Sure, Neeraj.
Should I? Okay.
Yeah, yeah, please.
Shreyansh Shukla, Vinodh Kumar ji, I am your bigger fan. Bigger than who, Shreyansh? Bigger than me? I wish I could meet you once in a lifetime. I don't know when it will happen, but finally be alert because bigger and greater threat compared to Soros is none other than Rothschild.
Rachel, yes, yeah. Thank you so much.
Yeah, one thing that I might miss, that is that what Sadhguru and Isha Foundation has done is
Hmm.
they've got a program running for IAS and IPS officers, as if I remember
Yeah,
correctly, definitely for IAS
yes,
officers.
yes,
That is their mid-career orientation program, something of that sort is called, and that is being held at Isha. It's 7-day program, I suppose.
yes.
Yeah. Now I want every detractor of Sadhguru to think about this. That had this not been done, those 7 days by our IAS officers, by civil servants, would have been passed in some leftist organization.
100%.
People like Harsh Mandar, like Arundhati Roy, they were going to take classes in the Academy of Civil Services. From
Yes,
that, shifting them to Isha is a very big achievement of the institute.
yes. Neeraj,
The-
you were saying about brahmacharis into politics, right?
Hmm,
Sadhguru is one person. You can compare with any other Hindutva guru and then declare Sadhguru is only person who is making continuous efforts to marry politics and spirituality, to get politicians into spirituality. He has done programs for bureaucrats. He is the one who has done inner engineering program for Chandrababu Naidu government in Andhra Pradesh. When Chandrababu was
hmm,
in power, Chandrababu Naidu is all the government officials. He has done an inner engineering program for this, and he also says in many programs there is one program known as Insight, yeah, Isha Leadership Academy. He's conducting programs for business leaders exclusively,
hmm,
gathering all the business people. Phenomenal amount of work Neeraj
hmm.
Sadhguru has done uh, to offer spirituality to all walks of life.
Yeah. And when we are pointing finger at somebody, we must remember these things also. See, generally what happens is we know a very little fraction of somebody, and on those bases, on that limited data, we make our assumptions and judgments, and then we also proclaim those judgments to be the only version of truth, which is
Yeah,
very surprising and not very healthy also.
yeah.
ओके, रिंकू ताई लीगल सुपर स्टिकर के लिए धन्यवाद रिंकू ताई जी। रिंकू ताई लीगल, राष्ट्रवादी भारतीय होने के नाते सभी को भारतीय मूल की सभी भाषाएं तथा लिपियों का आदर करना चाहिए तथा ज्यादा से ज्यादा भाषाएं बोलने तथा अलग अलग भाषाओं की लिपियां सीखने के लिए भारतीय ऐप का निर्माण करना चाहिए। जी, सीखना तो चाहिए, ऐप का निर्माण कौन करेगा वो मुझे नहीं पता, अब ठीक है सीखना है। जी।
पहले तो
पंडित
पैरेलल यूट्यूब का निर्माण करना पड़ेगा।
हाँ, सबसे पहली प्रायोरिटी देखिए 10 we wasted 10 years.
Yeah,
That should have been our priorities.
yeah.
पंडित मिश्रा, प्रणाम पंडित जी. वणक्कम विनोद भाई. Name of your OTT platform.
Stringgeo.com. STRINGGEO. GEO as in geography.
Okay, stringgeo.com.
Yeah.
Actually, initially when you said, I thought it is string JIOGO.
Yeah,
My
it's quite
bad.
famous.
Okay. My actual
I
message
did
being
not name
stopped.
it because
Yeah.
the word is already taken. Yeah, please continue.
Okay. Okay. My actual message being stopped. Watch your several videos in the past. Regards. Okay.
Wow, thank you.
Panditji, now what you can do is you can watch his videos on the OTT platform, subscribe to him, and I think every viewer who is watching this podcast and will be watching this podcast later on also, they must subscribe to stringgeo.com. That is the least we can do, because we
Yeah,
need
thank
to
you.
support somebody. Yeah.
All the deleted videos and all the analytical videos are available on Stringgeo at only 99 rupees per month subscription, and yearly it is 999 rupees, which is like 1000 rupees per year, which is even a vegetable vendor also can afford.
Yeah, which should be peanuts for every household, and I
Yeah.
guess that should be done. So guys, we must subscribe to this OTT platform. uh, okay, I guess right now these are the questions for us. So Vinodji, what do you think is going to happen tomorrow in the courts when the police is going to file the report?
This is a huge attempt to defame Sadhguru, and they failed, Neerajji. And they will fail eventually forever till the course of Isha Foundation. They will keep on failing. And I pray the people of Tamil Nadu, the Hindus who are hurt by this governance, please take a decision in the next elections. This should be wiped out completely, and fools should not be in positions of power. Please make a wise decision, and these atrocities will end only when there is a regime change in Tamil Nadu.
Hmm, absolutely. And
Jai Ho
one
Annam.
I hope, yeah, one I hope that Sadhguru goes to Supreme Court and takes the case to its
Yeah,
final conclusion. They should have a very strong legal team, because the kind of enemies that they have got,
yeah,
they should have a very strong legal team. And number two, now how the left work is, they work by slander, and what they're then
yes,
going to do is paste these headlines. They will try to slander him, and that is how they are going to uh, turn the narrative in their favor. I hope that doesn't happen anymore.
yes.
So yeah.
And for all the Isha volunteers and Sadhguru devotees, one line I would like to say: no, do not underestimate the neighboring situations. I mean, don't wait for these kind of events to happen. No, we are every spiritual organization. In fact, we are living among wolves who wanted to destroy, take over our lands and grab this. So be alert, form a very strong legal team, and counter this.
Yeah. Okay, so
Yeah.
with that strong message, we'll move towards conclusion. uh,
Neeraj,
Vinodji, yeah,
we must
yeah,
we must thank all the Hindutva influencers who came in support of Sadhguru. This is really huge. Almost every I've seen, like, Twitter is flooded with support to Sadhguru.
yeah,
Thank you so
that is
much,
the least,
everybody. Yeah,
we can do. So with that message,
yeah.
we move towards conclusion. It was great having you, Vinodji. It was a pleasure.
Thank you, Neeraj. Thank you so
Ji.
much.
Uh, on behalf of all my viewers, we thank you for sparing your time for us, and we'll hopefully see you once again very soon with a good news. हर हर महादेव।
शंभो शंकर।